Could Brian Robinson Jr. be the secret weapon the Chicago Bears have been searching for to solidify their ground game? With whispers and trade rumors swirling around the league, Chicago fans have every reason to pay close attention to what's happening with the Washington Commanders. This is Bears News Fan Report, the heartbeat of Chicago Bears culture and news. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that button now. Stay locked in as we dig into the latest buzz, breaking down everything you need to know about our team's moves and how they could change the game. As we look at the current state of the Bears' running back situation, things are far from ideal. On one hand, we've got DeAndre Swift. Yeah, he's a solid addition. But beyond that, it gets murky. Kyle Monangai has shown flashes, but what about Ian Wheeler, Roshan Johnson, and Travis Homer? It's a mix that leaves many fans feeling less than confident. And now, the rumor mill is churning, with reports emerging that the Commanders are looking to trade their starting back, Brian Robinson Jr. This could set the stage for Chicago to make a pivotal move before the trade deadline, especially if GM Ryan Poles sees the urgency many of us do regarding the running back depth. So what would it take for the Bears to snag Robinson? According to Bleacher Report's Mo Moton, a trade proposal could involve sending Washington a 2026 fourth-round pick, along with backup offensive lineman Ryan Bates. But hold on, a fourth-round pick? That seems like a steep price when Robinson could potentially be a one-year rental. Sure, he was a promising third-round selection back in 2022, and his physical style of play might fit right into the Bears' scheme. But considering Robinson wrapped up the 2024 season with 187 carries, 799 yards, and 8 touchdowns, that's quite the commitment for a player who may not be in Chicago for the long haul. In reality, a more sensible approach might be to offer a late day 3 pick, think 6th or 7th round. Robinson's proven track record of 2,329 rushing yards and 15 touchdowns over 3 seasons speaks volumes about his ability to perform, yet $12 million in cap space for a rental can make any GM hesitant. Would Poles be willing to part with such assets for a player who might not be franchise-altering? But let's consider the alternative. There's a strong chance the Commanders could soon decide to cut Robinson if no trade is made. In that scenario, Chicago could swoop in without giving up anything of significant value. Imagine that, claiming a former Alabama standout via free agency rather than giving away precious draft picks. That could be quite the win for Poles and the front office. Now, think about the impact Robinson could have on our current roster. Having a reliable power back can open up myriad options for our offense. It could ease the pressure off the quarterback, improve our red zone efficiency, and just possibly change how defenses approach our game plan. Imagine if Robinson joins the Bears. Suddenly, we're talking about a revamped offense that could take flight, with Swift and Robinson potentially forming a dynamic duo that can pound opponents relentlessly. But, of course, until a deal is done, it's all speculation. As we wait for news to break, it's impossible not to wonder what a successful acquisition of Brian Robinson Jr. could do for the Bears this season. What will the front office decide? Are we on the brink of a game-changing trade, or are we simply watching the off-season drama unfold? Stay tuned, Bears fans, because this story is just beginning to develop. If a trade shakes out, it could redefine our expectations for this season and beyond. Keep that notification bell on so you're first to know when the latest Bears news drops. Until next time, bear down. Chicago, are you ready to feel the pulse of the city roar? The clock is ticking down to the trade deadline, and with Brian Robinson Jr. possibly hitting free agency, this isn't just about football. This is about pride, identity, and reclaiming what it means to be a Chicago Bear. Imagine it, the wind whipping through the stands at Soldier Field, the icy chill biting at our skin as Robinson charges through defenders, carving his name in the history of our beloved franchise. Make no mistake, Bears fans, this is a pivotal moment, a chance to grab onto something that could insert power back into a depleted running game. The stakes couldn't be higher, and Ryan Poles is feeling that heat. What if he rolls the dice now, knowing that elite teams don't hesitate? They act. Yet whispers are circulating that the Commanders could cut Robinson loose any day now if they can't drum up a trade. If that happens, imagine the Bears swooping in, taking back the city with a powerhouse back just before the lights dim on this trade period, A free agency acquisition, untouched by the trade negotiations, could send shockwaves across the NFC North, shaking our rivals in their boots. Are we really letting this slip through our fingers? But let's face it, every second counts. The Packers are circling, always lurking for an edge, and we've seen what happens when we don't make bold moves. The ghosts of '85 aren't just cheering us on, they're challenging us to match their ferocity. Remember the legends like Butkus and Ehrlicher, who carved their ethos into the very foundation of our franchise? Are we prepared to risk it and let the north wind blow in our favor, or do we stay complacent and watch from the sidelines? Speaking of the sidelines, could this situation fracture the locker room? Players are watching closely. They want to see if Poles has the guts to bolster the squad as we enter the thick of the season. Speculation bubbles beneath the surface. What if this hesitation creates a rift? What if our offense shakes trust and identity every week just because we didn't make the move that could send us soaring? We can all feel that familiar tension. As we gather on game days, the crowd immersed in the rumble of cleats on turf, that electrifying anticipation before every snap, brought to life by a running back like Robinson, who can break tackles and change plays. The energy of a mid-season acquisition can kindle the hopes of a city. We cannot afford to leave this fate to chance. The roar of Soldier Field, that primal sound before any kickoff, can only grow louder with each added weapon. It's not just noise, it's the heartbeat of a city that has lived through decades of heartbreak and moments of euphoria, the echo of Butkus and Payton, the ghostly rumble of Urlacher leading a defense that once terrified the league. And right now, that same roar demands something more. It's time for Poles to embrace that urgency or risk falling behind in a division where every single play counts like oxygen. Because in the NFC North, hesitation isn't just dangerous, it's fatal. Detroit is surging, Green Bay is recalibrating, Minnesota is clinging to relevance, and here we are with a chance to tilt the field in our favor if only the front office has the guts to pull the trigger. Until the next highs and lows of gridiron glory strike, will you stand idly by or demand direct action? That question cuts deeper than any stat line or press conference quote. Are you willing to endure the agony of missed opportunities, to let another season drift into mediocrity, or will you rally and scream for that one trade that could define this entire era? Because this isn't just about Brian Robinson Jr. No, this is about rewriting the trajectory of the Chicago Bears for the next decade, about finally lifting this franchise from whispers of potential into the thunder of reality, about the resurgence of a legacy that has slept too long. If we miss this chance, it'll sting more than a last-second loss, more than the double doink, more than all those almost seasons that carved scars into our memory. This isn't just about filling a roster hole. It's about turning the tide, changing the culture, igniting a spark that can carry us not just to the playoffs, but to relevance, to pride, to a dynasty in the making. Think about it. How many times have we been here before, watching other franchises make bold moves while we hesitate, and then we wonder why our window never opens? Do we really want to be the team known for what we didn't do, the team that blinked when the moment came? Or do we finally want to be the team that says enough is enough, the team that bets on itself, the team that goes all in when the cards are on the table? Because make no mistake, this is that moment. Robinson isn't just a player, he's a symbol of what this city demands: toughness, relentlessness, fire. And when you put that kind of energy into the backfield, you don't just change games. You change seasons, you change narratives, you change legacies. So let's not shy away from it. Let's get it done. Let's seize what's in front of us before it slips through our fingers yet again. Because one day, when the roar of Soldier Field is deafening and the Bears are marching toward destiny, we'll look back on this decision and know this was the turning point. This was the spark. This was the moment Chicago chose greatness.